Hi everyone. Today I have on the bench yet another power supply. This one powers a amateur radio 30 watt RF amplifier. Now this was built back in about 1987. I had just got my amateur radio license. I don't even remember building this. It's that long ago, and it took me well over an hour going through my filing cabinet trying to find a circuit for this, and believe it or not, I found it. As you can see, it's drawn roughly on a piece of old printer paper. So, of course, I never had the CAD circuit drawing program in those days. So it's quite a simple circuit, but with a few little odd features. It doesn't actually show the transformer, but it shows the rectifier, the smoothing caps. There is a relay here. Those are contacts. I'll go to that in a minute. 2 power transistors. There's a 12 volt regulator, and then it goes to this little circuit here with a thyristor, which is a over voltage cutout. It was quite an interesting build back then. So as you can see, the heatsink is absolutely ginormous. The transformer is massive. If I put my hand there, you can just about see how big that transformer is. So I had removed the heatsink. Not that I need to, but I just wanted to see the wiring. So let's put some power on this. The cutout is already out, so push that in, and we've got 13.4 volts there. It says on the circuit that 13.8. Now, why 13.8? I've absolutely no idea, but I will adjust that. .81, that's good enough. Let me measure the current that's actually tripped out. Yes, that's tripping out at the moment. I need a less. These are only 1 ohm resistors that I'm testing the current on. There we are, 4.6 amps on there, so it's tripping at about 5 amps. Yeah, actually 5.4 amps, and if I actually short the terminals, it trips instantly as a short circuit. So that's working okay. The other thing is the over voltage. Let me turn the voltage up. It says on the circuit it trips at 15 volts. So let me turn this voltage up. It's 14 volts. 14.6, 14.7, and that won't go above 14.8. So let's bring that down to 14.5 and adjust this and see if we can get it to trip. I'm not sure which way on this potentiometer. That's not doing anything that way. If I press the button, you can hear the relay clicking. Let's turn this way. These are multi-term pots. Well, that doesn't seem to be doing anything. I need to adjust. I need to put the meter somewhere on this little circuit board to see to try and measure something. How can I get no measurement on there? I think that there's going to be a bit more work in getting this trip going. Let's wind this back the other way. These are, as I say, multi-term pots, so you don't know when you get to the end of its travel. I think that's the end of the travel there on that one. Let me go off camera for a while I can find a place to measure the voltage. Well, I have found a broken wire. This is supposed to be on the plus terminal. That is why it wasn't recognising the voltage. So I need to solder that back onto the plus terminal, and then we'll see if we can get some over voltage protection. Okay, the wire is soldered back on, and immediately it's tripped out. And it's tripping, so let's adjust this. Interesting. I can't seem to get there we are. So what's the voltage on here? We have 14.5 volts. So let's adjust this until that trips. There we go. That trips on 14.5 volts, and it also trips if I short it out. 14.51 volts, and if I that's tripped. If I bring the voltage back, that's still tripping for some reason. Right, bring that voltage 13.8. So it appears now that I've adjusted the voltage and the over voltage trip. So let me turn this voltage up to see when this actually trips. It's very difficult because when it trips you can't see the voltage. So let's turn this voltage up. Because you don't want this tripping when you're in the middle of a amateur radio transmission. Right, 13.9, 14 volts, 14.2, 14.3, 14.4, 14.5, 14.6, 14.7, 14.8. It tripped. That's fine. We'll leave it at that. Let me wind this back so I can reset it. I'll have to wind it right back to 13.8, and there we have it. So a dead short that trips at about 5.5 amps, and the over voltage trips at 14.8. So there we are, that's working quite nicely. I'm going to have to redraw this circuit now, otherwise I shall never find this again. So let's turn this off. I need to put the cutout back in again. I don't know how I managed to undo this wire. That has to go through there. This is really thick wire, as you can understand. 5 odd amps. Right, okay, what have I done with the screws for this? Right, okay, let's power this up, and we have 13.8 volts. It hasn't tripped. If I short this out, there we are, the cutout has tripped out. Clear the short, 13.8 volts, and we know the over voltage trips out at 14.5. so that is it. I shall reassemble this. Well, I'm glad I had a look at this supply and found that broken wire that had come off. I shall have to put this back into service and make sure that when powering the RF amplifier it doesn't do any unforeseen trips. As you can see, it's a bit of a beast of a power unit. Anyway, yet another power unit is fixed, and I hope that I'm not boring you with power supplies, but they have to be looked after and tested from time to time. This one doesn't get used an awful lot, as I don't use the AM radio as much as I used to, but on the odd occasion I do switch it on. So let's put this back together. I'll do that off camera so I don't bore you. Okay, the heat sink has been fitted back on. Let me fit the cover. Well, I hope this video hasn't been too boring for you, being another power supply, but this really did need to be checked out, and as you can see, I found that broken wire. So I'm glad that I took the time to check this out. It's really heavy. It's really a beast of a transformer. None of your switch mode stuff in those days. Okay, so there we have it. I shall now put that back, switch on the AM radio, turn on the power amplifier, and make sure that this powers it up with no problems. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. And please subscribe to my channel. It really does help a lot. And I will see you all on the next one. Thanks for watching.